Welcome everyone, Sandra Alexa here of Game Changer. It's our new relationship book, the new model, co-authored. I also have a website called My Personal Muse. I had one called Chiron Spa Consultant, but we've integrated them so you can go on and you can kind of see what I offer, what are my services, that type of thing. This is the third in a relationship series that we're doing, okay? So today we're going to talk about the new age of Aquarius, actually what Aquarian energy is. Okay, we talked about moving into the decades. We've discussed the Venus part of it. We're moving through it right now until August. And now we are going to do this energy, and you might find it quite interesting. I can really relate because in my chart I have a Venus in Aquarius and I have a strong 11th house, which is an Aquarian house. Astrologers will know what I'm talking about. Okay, so first and foremost we'll get really basic, and I want to thank you for taking the time because time is very important, and I know we're still going through some of the challenges, and I hope you found more peace. And we usually do that by going within, okay, and knowing that there's just so many things that you can control. Okay, so we are all energy beings and we all exist within consciousness. We're evolving, we're transforming our consciousness, so we're more aware, we're more mindful, we're more intuitive, and we're more knowing. And so we're moving from the third dimension. We've all talked about it, third to fifth to seventh, different frequencies. We're experiencing intense shifts globally and individually. So the big thing is the Piscean age, okay, which is ruled, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, okay? And it can be very mystical, it can be very spiritual, all of those beautiful things, okay? But it was really dominated by codependency, power, hierarchy, a lot of delusion, corruption, deception, some lies, enabling, and addiction, as Neptune doesn't like the hard facts, okay? So it's like people that see what's really happening, especially with their children, but they go, oh no, it's going to go away. So they put their head in the sand. And those kids can end up in jail, whatever, okay? To me, it's about seeing what's really going on. So the call for the end of individualism and the necessity for blind belief that marks the evolution of the Piscean age has led to more of the negative manifestation of Pisces. There's lots of positive, okay? But the negative is the illusion and the delusion. The famed Dark Ages in Western civilization occurred because the ruling Catholic Church wanted to suppress all knowledge and keep their adherents in the literal darkness. Okay, under the age of Pisces, we have seen the Piscean archetypes of sacrifice of the individual ego, universal love and compassion, assimilation, and the more negative projections of illusion, fantasy, and delusion. The Piscean age has been marked by the growth of three major monotheistic religions, each of which claims to be the only correct one, and the attempted disillusionment of the individual ego. Now, I believe in one higher power, one source. Anybody can call it whatever you want. When you start saying that's wrong, how it works for you. Are you aligned? If you are aligned with what I call the source divine, you can call it whatever you want. If you're aligned, you will find your life flows and you go in Dharma. You're not usually building karma, which is something that we're dealing with in this series of relationship issues. This understanding will assist individuals in putting things into perspective. During the Piscean age, now, in order for you to be, you needed to find someone or something to believe in. That's the codependency cycle of life. So it's like a host and a parasite, an energy source and an energy vampire. When you found that thing, you attached yourself to that thing. This could be a religion, a political ideology, a charismatic leader, your boss, your teacher, your professor, a partner at work, etc. And you were guided how to live, and in many cases, beholden to them. In regard to religion, you paid to have a place in heaven with your weekly church donations and donations for prayers. I didn't even know they had that. And somebody said, oh no, they had special prayers for us to go to heaven, so we paid for them. The keys to life were hidden and secret in the halls of power and in the monasteries and ashrams, and you were not to question them, only to believe and follow. Others, leaders and guides who did. Pisces stands for faith, belief, sacrifice, and religion. Pisces is the sign of the fish. Of course, and during the past 2,000 years of Christianity, the fish has been an essential symbol to Christians. This started way back in the early days of religion, when Christians were persecuted and needed to hide their belief from the world. They used the symbol of the fish as a sort of secret sign among each other to mark their Christian faith. Rather than writing the word, they used simplified fish images. Now, you can all go and check this information out yourself. Okay? This created vertical hierarchies as a result. It was essential to find your place in the pecking order. This system gave anyone with higher education the sense that they were more important than the average worker or tradesperson, and caused a shift in society in terms of self-esteem and power. The politicians considered themselves smarter than the average taxpayer, elitists with a degree, but not a lot of common sense, that lived off the backs of the taxpayers, maybe much like the priests. The wake-up call, that's where we are now. This is the Aquarian wake-up call. Now, the intensity of the major shift in consciousness is causing global changes and personal shifts within individuals. We are asked to become more accountable and responsible for our own lives, especially to become independent and self-reliant as we prepare for when Pluto shifts into Aquarius, which is 2023. Now, truth. Truth is a big thing, and it's funny because I work in Gene Keys, and Matthew always says, because we have number 60, I think it's 63, I have a 64 Gene Key, but 63 is truth, okay? What I know about truth is the days of corporate greed are being destroyed, and all societal structures are being revamped, recalibrated. Education, politics, economics, religion, healthcare, family structures, relationships. And we are being asked to personally let go of inner cobwebs and skeletons that prevent us from letting our own light shine through. It's time to professionally manifest your talent and live on purpose and find meaning and give to society. Knowing that you're required to learn the steps and follow the process so you can become more organized and effective in areas of your life. And this was very prevalent in 2007, 2008. That's when it started. And that I can go back all of my years of my writing on new moons, full moons, planetary cycles, and saying to people, even when Uranus was into Aries, waking up to self. And in 2019, it went into Taurus. So how did you do? Did you do the work? Interesting, a lot of individuals thought we would be living in communes and have the government give us money as we live, kind of just did our thing. Totally wrong. That's not Aquarian. That's delusional. We are offered the gift of complete spiritual evolution, the release of the caterpillar into the divine destiny of the butterfly. Pluto forces us to let go of those aspects of our lives that no longer serve our empowerment process. freeing us to realize our greatest potential. It's our greatest potential. Oh my God, finding purpose and finding meaning in life. Okay, that's the creative spirit. That's why creative people can be in a creative flow for hours and they feel good, they get joy, they're happy. Okay, Pluto demands that we surrender and trust the process and allow the transformation to take place. According to the natural cosmic cycles, we're experiencing a game changer. Okay, and the first chapter in here is all self-discovery tools. Beautiful book. A new paradigm. Societal structures are being deconstructed. This is it. Greed, corporation, corruption, dishonesty, power, control, and evil are being revealed to be purged and cleansed. So the interesting, many people don't care what zodiac sign they are or what their ascendant or moon is. However, the transition to the Aquarian age changes the astrological conditions based on planetary alignments that do affect every person living on Earth. Now, Uranus. We've talked about Pluto. Uranus, one of the planets that rules Aquarius, and that's what we're in, is called the Awakener. It's all about independence. It's the liberator, cosmic intelligence, universal spark, cosmic spark of the divine, universal brilliance, consciousness, the higher mind, where Mercury is the lower mind. And Saturn is the other planet associated with Aquarius. It was the older ruler. And it's about reality, truth, pragmatism, hard work, frugality, simplicity, and time. Uranus, okay, is all about networks, online transactions, electronic transfer, economics, the 7-year cycle. The stock market will be volatile. What is expired and is needed to serve us better? Dollars, finances, a new way to make money, Airbnbs, and look at all the online. We've had to move online through isolation, serving more people online, more workshops, more teaching. You're to find your own stability and reliability. Things speed up and you can make money. Aquarius represents thoughts, contemplation, innovation, science in the movement from the former era to the latter, religion, battle, science. Okay, so money is energy. And if you're asked to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, you're going to need it to work. You might be able to barter, but it's however you do it. But nobody is going to be taking care of you. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, and the bottom line is, I personally believe that you're going to see a shift of universities. We're not going to see universities the way we did see universities. It's simply because there's too much dogma there. They have too much control. There's political challenges with it. Okay, that is not acceptable anymore. This shift is bringing out the worst and the best in mankind. Some people are preparing for the shift by opening their hearts and minds and embracing the new age, and some are intimidated by the changes and they don't understand, and they want to return to what they call the golden age in the past and trust only those who are like themselves. They don't want to become responsible and accountable. No, I need to be taken care of because we have pampered and titled them and this type of thing. Well, it's grow up time. We're out of the teens. We're in the 20th century. It's maturity. Transformation is never a painless process. When you fast or cleanse to purify your body, at first you feel worse because toxins get stirred up in order to be eliminated. Once these poisons have been cleared, you feel lighter and more energized. Now imagine that every person on earth is going through this shift. We're heading into a time of radical change. It's a time of great potential growth and expansion, but it's also a time of potential pain and suffering. The more that you understand what's happening, the more you can go through all the changes with understanding, patience, and compassion for self. Okay? So some interesting expectations here. Illusions. All people living in peace and harmony. It's going to take a long time. Love and compassion flow through communications. Well, you have to be loving and compassionate with yourself. So you have to find yourself first. Equality, justice, and respect. Well, it's very interesting. I know people that are mad at how the government spends money and whatever. And so they walk around with this, they're not walking the talk. So they're pointing the finger, and they're the ones that are expecting free money. They don't want to work from the government, blah, blah, whatever. And then we've seen the toilet paper issue. I mean, that is the biggest joke of all, to hoard that and to try to make money. And then there was the beautiful people that were sharing. And now just today is the big thing with the truckers. If it weren't for the truckers, we wouldn't be getting any of these products. And there's gas stations that won't let them use the restrooms. Like, where is the common sense? Common sense is not that common. And we're asked to do that, to get some common sense, to get some consciousness, okay? Everyone will live without fear and trust in the divine. Maybe one day they'll awaken to divine interdimensional beings. They truly are. People will communicate from beings of other planets and galaxies, which they do. Experience, creation, and travel are created in harmony with the divine will of Source. Because it's going to be interesting to see what happens with our travel after this lockdown. Anyway, so hopefully that was helpful. That's the new age of Aquarius, and that's Aquarian energy, and you can check it out yourself. Thank you so much for taking the time. So please like this video, and if you would feel that you would like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. And I hope that you would share this with your friends. And I want to say I send you much love and many blessings, and just think of shedding and the change and how good it's going to feel, okay, in this newness. Much love.